Yo, what up, everyone? Welcome back to a Stiff Receipt. It has been a good bit since we've done anything. There's been just a whole crap load of stuff happen the past month or so. But hopefully we can get back into the groove of things. Starting with this episode. Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. But you know, there's been a lot of stuff go down and happen and whatnot since probably the last. I don't even know when the last time we just had like a general talking about stuff that's happened episode of podcast. But I think the main two things that have kind of happened as of recent are obviously the passing of Bray Wyatt, and then everything involving All In, the good and the bad.
Yeah, because there's a lot of both. There's a lot of both, but I guess to start things off, I guess we'll start things off talking about Bray Wyatt. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Get that out of the way so I can have a nice, good, ugly cry.
Man, like I tell you, dude, like. I've been watching wrestling and whatnot during, several different, tragedies, I guess. And boy, I think this is probably the one that has hit me the hardest.
Yeah, it's been rough, especially given like who and the timing for everything, because all I can think is this is the dude that's partially the reason that I got back into wrestling.
See,
somebody told me about him and I went, well, now I gotta watch that.
That was literally what I was saying on Twitter the other day, or X, or whatever the fuck we're calling it now.
It's Twitter. It's called Twitter. Fuck Elon.
And,
it's Twitter.
Because, like, there was a long period, like, I don't remember when I stopped entirely, but, my interest kind of waned for a bit, and then I got a little bit reinvested after Punk's big run in WWE, and then it just kind of fell off for me for about 10 years, just about. And I just remember seeing Bray Wyatt, like the Wyatt family, that gimmick, and all the vignettes and promos, just the entrance in general.
Yes.
Everything, the full package of that, and being like, that is the coolest shit I've ever seen. And that was when I started. I think that was during that time was the first time I had bought like a WWE video game in like years. And slowly started getting back in at that point. I was not watching wrestling and whatnot when The Fiend was a thing. So I did miss out on all of that. But I was very much invested in the Wyatt family stuff.
It's funny you say that, because that's when I started again, was around the time of The Fiend, because I actually got told about Bray Wyatt and I started looking into it, and then he stopped wrestling for a minute. He just left because it's like his gimmick kind of wore thin. He was doing whatever. He didn't know if he wanted to leave. I don't even remember what the whole deal was, but they weren't using him, so he was gone from TV.
Yeah.
Cool. What are we gonna do? Okay, well, then all those started vignettes and some weird shit in the background. As I'm watching, I'm like, cool. What the fuck is going on? And it just started getting weirder, and I'm like, is that a witch? Is that a witch in a rocking chair? Is that Sister Abigail? And it got weird, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we have why is the man that had a cult in Louisiana or in the swamp now hosting a kids show? But it worked, and it made sense because he made it make sense, and he had a roadmap for it. That was the moment that it clicked, other than just being kind of spooky and like a cult and kind of weird and stuff. And it was like, oh, he's got interesting ideas. I really need to pay attention to this and actually
very creative dude. Like I'm sure not everything was him, right? But like that's not the WWE fucking writing staff.
No,
doing all of that, Like,
that's something I can actually point to something where I can show you he's been doing this for a while.
right.
So everything came out about the Fiend, and he started showing up, and he's got this white pale face that's stretched over and yellow dreads now. Like it's not even blonde dreads; they're yellow at this point. And somebody brings up a video from WWE in like 2000, I don't know, 9 or something like that, where they did like a Halloween thing where everybody still told a ghost story. Like Saraya told a story of like when they lived in a house that they thought was haunted.
Yeah.
And some stuff that happened. That's not what the story Bray Wyatt told.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt told a story about himself in the woods with his families, and Sister Abigail telling them not to go in the woods because the beast is out there, the man's out there, and he's going to come and get you. And he runs into the person hands him, it's this disgusting person with like translucent white skin and yellow hair, and hands him his like toy, I don't remember, his lantern, something like that.
Yeah.
And he freaks out and runs back, and she goes, "Oh, that's you, Bray. That's why you're not supposed to go out there." He already had that character.
Right.
He already saw that he had something, and he probably went back to it and went, "There's the Fiend. That's what it's going to look like."
Yeah.
But he had an idea, and that tied it together just by basing it off of something he said before.
Yeah.
And from everybody's account, he didn't immediately get it. Everybody had to work into that. But you could tell he probably was thinking about stories and stuff, and he was interested in horror movies and all that.
It's like the whole universe that he had. There's lore to it, right?
Yeah. Like that was the really interesting thing, and it went deep. It was not just like, oh, I want to fight a guy, or oh, this person did this to me, or I want the championship to be paid more.
It wasn't this whole
there was a whole lot to it.
Yeah, it wasn't like a surface level thing like a lot of this like characters and whatnot are in wrestling in general. Yeah.
By the time he got to the Fiend, he had everything he had ever done tied up into it, and somebody who wasn't even that wasn't even connected to it, but was kind of the inspiration for the character, because he had the puppets in it, and Puppet's Sister Abigail, and there's the rabbit, which the rabbit's just whatever he bets himself, he beats himself up, and then there's the Husker, the pig, which is literally his gimmick from Florida Championship Wrestling. Like, that was Husky Harris or whatever, and then he's like the Waylon, the vulture throws everybody off a little bit, but that's because there's a guy, I can't remember the last name, but it was Waylon or something Waylon, that is literally that character in the 80s, where he was a crazy guy who had a kids show, and he was actually in the WWE for a little bit.
Yeah.
So it was like really, like when you start seeing that there are details and lots of details, and not just like weird random, like lots of details of everything he started doing. It's like, oh shit, wow, this is really different, really different from a lot of things.
Yeah.
But like, even more importantly, apparently he was just a really nice guy, because I heard somebody who was like, everybody hears the stories from wrestlers and how great he is, and that's that's obviously cool, but like somebody who wasn't even in like wrestling, like into, or like in wrestling community online and stuff, other than they just kind of watch, said he met him one time and met all three of the Rotunda kids and took a picture with all of them, and they stood there and talked to him for like 30 minutes and didn't mean to. They just were like hanging out and talking to him and talking about stuff they were doing, and it was like he was like, "Oh man, I'm late for work. Thanks, y'all. Have a nice day." He's like, "All right, bye." And they were like sad he had to go because they were having a good conversation. It's like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and it's like, it's really the first thing that we've had like this since, like, the Undertaker. But like, even the Undertaker wasn't anywhere near as deep as any of this shit. It was just, it had the spooky vibe, but like, this is the spooky vibe, but like, there was so much more going on than that,
Undertaker had the curse of always being new gen Vince creation.
Right.
So there's always that little taint of this is kind of dumb, but it's awesome still. It's still the Undertaker. It's still fun. He's still great. It's kind of dorky though.
Yeah.
But it was still fun. Bray's the one that was like, okay, this is ridiculous, but it's ridiculous in a whole different thing because it's kind of creepy. Because it's kind of weird, and I get a weird. It was interesting because it's like when you saw those as a fan, you get excited about stuff like that, and you see that, but there was also like something off-putting about every single one of them that I was like, I didn't like it when he did that thing with the screen real quick. That one kind of made me uncomfortable for a lot of reasons. I don't like that.
But what was I gonna say? Like that earlier, I had remembered like the moment, like when they did the Raw is 30 show, and when the Undertaker came out there and he did the little like passing the torch thing to Bray.
Yeah.
Like fuck. Seeing shit like that is just soul crushing.
Yeah, that one was the one that he absolutely could have been if it kept going, man.
And there was never like the peak. There was so much more that could have been done. And it sucks that it all ended after just such a not great like
it's unfortunate that the company that he was in, to be able to give him such a spotlight like that, also runs so heavily towards just pure profit and maximize and jump on it now, or they completely miss the boat, one or the other. And he's actually been both sides of that.
What sucks is like at the time it was really like unfortunate. It was kind of like, well, this is ridiculous, and it just kind of ruined the whole like, I don't know, the momentum of everything. And then like him missing WrestleMania, it's like, well, it's like they're probably realizing that they've kind of dropped the ball. Now they're trying to figure out what to do with him. But then, it comes out that he's been actually dealing with these health issues for a while, and God, it just fucking sucks. I think the thing, because I read, he had a heart attack, and I'm assuming it's the same type of deal, but I guess he was supposed to be wearing some kind of defibrillator thing. And
my stepdad had to have one for his heart issues.
Right.
It's a life vest.
The vest, exactly. So my grandma, she had to have one. She never wanted to wear it because it was, uncomfortable and annoying, to wear, and and that she passed away because same deal. She should have been wearing it, and she wasn't. And it was the same deal. She had a heart attack and passed away from it.
A little bit of levity. Luckily, my mother threatened him that it wouldn't be the heart attack that killed him if he didn't put the vest on. Yeah. But that has, he never had any issues with it anyways. It only beeped when it was like low battery or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was very fortunate for us. It was like a whole thing. But yeah, it's like the vest is there. You have to wear it, dude.
And
it sucks.
Imagine, being just stubborn. Like you can't force somebody to do it, I suppose, but
no, but at the same time, from reports, there was reports I heard somewhere that I don't know, it didn't substantiate, nobody said anything. It's just one of those things that you see on like Wrestle Talk, something like that he had multiple small heart attacks since like WrestleMania. That's why he was still out.
Yeah.
So it had been an ongoing thing. It is one of those things that's like, if the doctor tells you you probably should do it, do it. That's the one takeaway you can take from this. The only thing is just do it. It sucks. You're going to be sleepless for a while, but then you're going to get used to it. You're going to be fine. Just let it monitor you because you got to get back on track.
Yeah.
Because you got to be here. You got to be here. That's the thing. And that's the worst part to me, is not like, I don't get to see Bray Wyatt again. Whatever. He could have never come back to wrestling, and as long as he was alive, it didn't matter to me.
Right. Yeah.
Because the guy's still there. Because he has a wife and 2 kids now.
Mm-hmm.
Or he has 3 kids now. He has multiple kids. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
He has multiple kids, a wife. Now what are we gonna like? What do they have now? It's like that sucks.
Right.
And it was out of I can't sleep and I'm frustrated, and he probably was frustrated with the whole situation and not feeling great, and he just didn't care. He's like, I just want to go to sleep, and it was the one time that it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it sucks that
Right.
that's why. And it's not something like I could have dealt with. Oh, dude was on drugs. It's like, oh, that sucks. That was stupid. But it would have been like, oh, it's a wrestler, or he died. He got hurt from wrestling, and now he can't wrestle anymore, or now he's dead. That sucks. That's
Right.
unfortunate for the kids. But it's like this was preventable a little bit.
Yeah.
It might not have, but we would have at least had a chance at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I guess realistically, it's not like the vest is like a guarantee, but
No,
it's more of a guarantee
does.
than not wearing it, you know?
What it can do, and what a lot of the times the defibrillator actually does, is keep it from going out of full arrhythmia. So you're still like having the issue, but it's keeping it from like just stopping and being done.
Yeah.
So it's like keeping you there and awake and safe and or like alive, basically. Is all it's gonna do.
It's funny because like I just remember like when my grandma like that whole thing. It's like I don't want to wear it. It's like what if it goes off and it hurts or whatever. I'm like, I mean, like if it goes off, that means you're probably in trouble, you know.
It's gonna
It's
be
like
uncomfortable.
I would rather be in like it be incredibly painful and survive.
Alive. Yeah. That's the thing. It's a stubborn thing. It's just it's people that just don't care. It's just some like people are like that. But I think it probably was a stubborn and I want to sleep and I'm just upset and I don't care right now.
Yeah.
And it was the one
just a whole like
time
quick
or
nap. It's like,
something
oh,
like
I'll be
that.
fine. Just a quick nap. I'll be fine. Type of deal.
Or I'm good. Like it was apparently overnight. So it was like, oh, I think I'm fine. I'm feeling better. It'll be fine. And he didn't wear it. And everything's been fine. And then the one time that it's not, you ain't got it.
Because it's like I don't know, just like 2 weeks or so like before that, it was that's when it had come out that like what he was the illness that he was dealing with was like life threatening. I remember seeing like that was the headlines of the articles, life threatening, but he was doing well and things were good. So I was like, oh shit. Well, it's like, well, I'm glad things are, going well at least, and then just out of the blue, man, like just out of nowhere.
It's ridiculous.
Like I told you like the other day, like last Friday, I did that Warehouse Live, and at main event, I did Bray Wyatt versus our Warehouse Live champ, just as kind of a nice little send-off memorial thing. And like, dude, during the entrance, I literally lost it. I was the whole rest of that match, I just had my camera off because I was just I couldn't hold it together. Fucking rough.
I saw somebody show or put up the video of the first time that he went to, and it was something that I looked up and showed you on your stream.
Yeah.
The first time he came out to Finn, that was actually the first entrance I'd ever saw live for him.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the first one. I had never seen anything else from him because I'd just seen the stuff that was happening, after it happened because I got in late. So like that one killed me because I'm like, I remember that being like, holy shit, that's terrifying looking. Because he has his head as a lantern,
and the lantern
all stretched, and like it's coming out of his mouth. I'm like, that's horrifying. They got
fucking
calls
nightmare.
They got calls to USA going, you put that shit on during like when kids are away. It's like, sorry. Don't know what to do with you.
Yeah, that thing was creepy as shit.
That's what I say. Like that was the first time I was like, this is fucking horrifying. Like the mask is one thing, but then on top of that, that's your fucking head. What the hell? That was the shock of what he wanted to do, and it was awesome.
It was great. Everything he did was great. I guess I can't really say that about the last thing he did, but hey, you know what? The last match
I don't even know if that was his fault.
I don't think it was his fault either because we never got to see the progression of that,
Yeah, that's true. That is true. We never got to see where it was going from there because we did kind of start in a stupid area with a dumb gimmick match for a advertisement.
That was a really poor way to kick off that character.
That was bad for him, but I
But
understand why they did
I
it.
will say his entrance was sick as fuck.
Pretty fucking sick.
The black lights with the paint was
That was
freaking
cool.
awesome.
That was actually W.
And it was against LA Knight.
Yeah. But we had that unfortunate ending.
Yeah, it was
With
unfortunate,
that
but
terrible camera placement.
But that was Bo technically.
Well, no, that camera should not have been there.
Oh yeah,
that camera,
but, I mean that wasn't Bray's fault that
no.
shit was
But
fucked.
you know what? I will argue this to this day that he was supposed to miss, but that camera was not supposed to be placed there.
No.
And whoever
100%.
told that camera guy it's supposed to be there, or if that camera guy did there, that was the mistake.
It was like I remember that Jericho like falling into the crash pad from top of the cage. The camera it's like you get it right. I just remember everybody complaining. It's like, wow, freaking crash pad AEW using these crash pads. Like, bro, Chris Jericho's almost 60 years old. You think they're gonna throw his ass off the cage onto the bare floor?
Are you fucking stupid?
It's like it's like
you know
that's one thing. I will agree that the camera work and like the setting up of that crash pad was terrible because it looked like garbage. They put those like
great.
whatever they were, like cardboard tiles that like looked like they were plastic or metal or something, and then when he hit, they all broke apart. So you could see like cardboard boxes or whatever, and it was terrible.
Just dumb.
It looked bad,
it was bad.
but
it was poorly done. That was a mistake. But again, this is also the company that we're talking about had the exploding barbed wire match.
Yeah.
So the Mac is what you call that. That's what that fireworks was. That was what we got.
Yeah.
And Eddie Kingston laid over the top of Jon Moxley to save him, and that was that actually might be my favorite moment, just out of sheer stupidity. But that crash pad was dumb, and I hate when people complain about that though.
Yeah.
The only thing that was dumb, it's like, wow, y'all could have done that a little bit better.
It was dumb the way they did it. It wasn't dumb that they used it.
That's the only complaint that you can have, because I don't want an adult slamming onto the fucking concrete in front of people, possibly children watching because it's wrestling. You want an adult just slamming onto I'm sorry that this isn't 1999. It's not Mankind getting thrown off the top of Hell in a Cell.
Was Mankind? How old was Foley when that happened?
30s, 40s, 30s.
Just out of curiosity, maybe. I'm gonna look.
Yeah, I don't know. He had to be.
What year was that? 98?
I don't remember. 98 maybe.
98. So McFoley. Let's see. Age.
That was
he was
98,
33.
Yeah. Okay, so he's 33. That's easier to take than being on almost 60. But also,
he also was not.
That
okay.
was a really.
He was not okay after that.
Yeah, people were like, you know what? He got up and he could have gone after the first one. It's like, no, he probably shouldn't have. Actually, that should have been the end of the match. That should have been the end spot because he was fucked up after that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that we're not still stupid enough to continue doing this shit. I'm cool. I get that some things have to be heavy-handed. You got to be stiff with some shit. You got to do some things that hurt. Like, it hurts to get slammed on the ground. There's no way you can't hurt when you get slammed. That's how that works. But can we not do things that shorten people's lives? I understand.
These people, like the people that went through all that shit like that, are people that, like looking at like Kurt Angle, right? Like that man literally only could function after consuming handfuls of pain pills.
There's a reason he's called Kurt Angle,
right? And like now we live in a world where that doesn't have to be the case anymore.
No, it's not necessary for him to continue doing that. And also, has anybody looked at McFoley lately? Listen, I know he's not an attractive guy in his youth, like conventionally attractive, but like, have you looked at the motherfucker walk anytime recently? He shuffles.
Dude, you shave
like
off.
He's 105.
You shave off Mick Foley's beard, and he just looks like everybody's like fun grandma.
He really does look like a grandma with no facial hair. It is kind of weird. It's that moment where, like, like old people start looking like each other because they both start losing the hormones that regulate that. So they
Yeah.
just kind of meld into, well, it's them, but we don't know which one it is. And then they kind of start to look like each other. That's Mick Foley. Mick Foley looks like his wife, like he should be his wife if he shaves his beard.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that crash pad shit was stupid. The fucking everything being that we get people bitch and complain about the stupid unsafe shit that people do on the internet all the time. Yet for some reason we're gonna bitch and complain because Jericho wanted to have a crash pad and it looks stupid. Okay, maybe we should say, okay, next time do something better. But good on you for not
have a
killing
better
the man.
setup, but let's not kill Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
I know he's not everybody's favorite person, in today's age of wrestling, but like
kind of a legend.
We kind of don't want him to die,
And he's just a person, so you don't want to kill him. Like, and that's the thing with those boxes. It's like we all knew that they were going to go through that with Bray Wyatt. They all knew that when you're going to get thrown off, it's going to go through something that they're going to crash through. It's all set up that way. It's probably boxes.
And that's why the camera was so far away, so it looked more believable.
Why it was supposed to be.
But the angle was poor.
The angle was fucking terrible. Just the worst.
But yeah, regardless, it sucks that we never got to see what progressed from that. Like as I said, the whole look was awesome. With the paint and all of that.
He always had potential.
But I said, like, he's had 2 wildly successful gimmicks before that, even if that, wasn't like super great match and whatnot. Like I believe that we would have gotten something great eventually.
Yes, I feel like the change in tide in how things are going in WWE, they're looking a little better. There's still some weird WWE-esque shit that's happening, but what are you gonna do?
I will,
but like it's still slightly better.
You know how much we went through that period of time. It was like right at SummerSlam. We had that fucking Brock Lesnar and the tractor dude. That just the most insane, awesome shit I've ever seen in my life.
That was fucking dope.
We had this nice streak for like a few months, and then we started all the Vince McMahon rumors and shit, right? Then we had like this rocky period where some stuff was okay, some stuff was bad. But dude, realistically, since like after WrestleMania or so, most episodes of Raw and SmackDown have been pretty at least decent or good. Not all of them. Some of them have not been great.
Been
but
some.
The ratio is much better now than it was before. For sure.
I will say that for sure. They are in the positive as far as how things go.
And I'll tell you another thing that's been a big W here lately is NXT.
NXT has actually been kind of cool.
Dude, literally everybody,
I haven't hated it, man.
Everybody has been talking about how great NXT has been as of late. Dude, several months back, like, you couldn't have paid me to watch NXT. Like, it was was just awful. But they're really turning that shit around. 100%. But yeah, I don't know. It just sucks. Losing Bray sucks.
Yes.
So it's again. We'll never have anything like that again. Never had to have a person like that again. It is just tragic and unfortunate.
Yes.
One final note that I did find funny when I read the article was, you see the article about him back in the day? He had jury duty and he showed up to jury duty in full character.
That may be one of my favorite fucking.
The whole fucking like the Hawaiian shirt and the hat and he had the whole thing.
Yeah, that I remember people talking about that. It's like
how dedicated he was.
Full gear. It's like he didn't have to do that. It was like 2010. People knew it was bullshit. You are a cult leader in the swamp. We know it's fake. But still, awesome. Anyways, I guess we have to move on to.
All right.
How far are we into this podcast?
About a half hour.
Half hour? Okay, I can start like really freaking cussing now,
All
right?
right. Well,
Because we're gonna need to.
Let's do the positive part first, because I
All
think
right, yeah, let's give a little distance.
That's really what should be highlighted, and not the other
Yes.
garbage.
Well,
But
we have to talk about the garbage.
we'll talk about the garbage too. But so All In
But
happened.
the more important part.
Yes, All In happened last Sunday,
Yes.
and I
was
I don't
fantastic.
know. Like, I have, like, the past handful of AEW pay-per-views haven't necessarily been bad, but they haven't been as good as some of the, ones that I saw when I first started getting, invested, like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yep.
But I'll tell you, like, All In was probably the best AEW pay-per-view I've seen in probably a year. That pay-per-view was great. It was fantastic. It felt massive. The setup was crazy. Seeing that many people in the crowd was
Fucking
wild.
setup. And that many people. Holy hell, dude. That was ridiculous. That was legitimately ridiculous to see for a show that had nothing to do with WWE.
It's never happened before. Like, that's the first time.
No, it hasn't. Like,
Unless you
the
want to
only
count
thing that I can think-
WCW's North Korea show.
Nobody counts that except for Korea. Some of those wrestlers won't even talk to you about it, and some of them can't because of the state.
Right?
So, anyways, but like, yeah, dude, the setup was awesome. They had the really long walkway that was really cool.
I really loved the
and
tunnel. The screens, the
tu-
tunnel screen
dude,
was
the
that was a cool
screen
idea.
Inside the tunnel was the coolest shit in the
I
world.
really liked that.
That was awesome. And like, when you saw the people come out and it was like there was fire inside the tunnel as they're coming out, that was awesome. Awesome setup. There was room for shit to happen. There was so much fucking room for shit to happen that it was almost too much.
Yeah.
And like, but there was 80,000 people.
81,035 is the 100% legitimate paid attendance. AEW in this number didn't include comped tickets, visitors, or anyone else beyond the actual paid ticket attendance, because they wanted the most accurate number possible.
They probably had, including comped tickets, I guarantee you, they had probably 85.
I would imagine maybe 85 or so, somewhere close around that area.
Somewhere in there, just from everybody that would have comp tickets. Yeah.
Right. And
because that's like advertisers, that's brands, executives, shit like that. So those are comp tickets that you get to people that are important, that you want to give business relationships. That's how you do business in anything, not just wrestling. That's comp tickets. That doesn't mean shit. They only gave us 81,000, and that's the paid.
And he could. That's the thing. He could have done like the inflated number, like WWE does.
Absolutely.
But he didn't.
He could have kayfabed the shit out of it. Right. And he didn't.
And like,
that's amazing.
And that's the whole thing, right? Like, you look at the show, you look at the crowd, you see everybody there. Like you see it with your eyes. Like that's
and you go, yeah, that's 81,000 people. That makes sense. That's 81,000.
It is a fully packed, arena.
Yeah. Do you want to know one of the dumbest things I saw that was actually kind of cool? Is people voluntarily singing Judas in the queue to get in the buses to leave.
Yeah. I saw the video of that.
I would have been like, which one of you psychopaths likes this song for real? Which one of you weirdos likes this, listens to this on their own time?
And you know what?
Stop singing it.
The Chris Jericho singing his way to the ring with Fozzy is just it's one of those things that I find funny, because that's I don't know, it seems like a really cocky, egotistical thing to me. Because it's Jericho, right?
It's brilliant.
And
it's brilliant.
It is. No, it's perfect for him. And it's technically, if you think about it, Fozzy just performed for a crowd of 80,000 people.
Oh, he will never not tell everybody that.
Yeah, that's literally, he's just gonna tell that to everybody. But I'll give him this for sure.
I would too.
He sang his way to the ring actually didn't sound bad. I've seen some clips of him singing in live shows that
He's
were
been
just
terrible, but that was not the worst.
But
I've
it
heard
actually
him, for
sounded
sure.
fine. It actually sounded
He-
fine.
You know what they did? You know what happened? They got a good sound guy at Wembley is what happened.
Yeah.
And they had nice in-ear shit, and he was good to go.
Yeah, he did great.
He was fucking great, and everybody did fine. That was fantastic. So, like, good on him. That was a great entrance. Dude, okay, before we get to the shit, let's talk about the very first match of the show. I kind of want to talk about that because that was a fucking killer match.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give anybody their roses when it comes to it, when it comes down to work.
Joe
Punk and Joe
that was
are fucking amazing, and that was a
by
great
far
match.
the best of their series, and that might have been the
yeah.
best Punk match since returning to wrestling.
It's been one of the better ones.
And realistically,
Joe helped a little bit, but he's
Right.
having a hard time getting Joe up to get him over because he's getting a little
he's-
older, and it
he's
doesn't
a
matter
big-
how much you work
Joe's
out.
a big man, and CM Punk
Joe is
ain't
also
a young
getting
man
older.
either, so
Joe, well, like you said, Punk's not getting any younger, and Joe is an older Samoan, so he gains a little weight.
yeah.
That's just what they do.
And
It's genetics.
and I guarantee you, like what helped make that match so fucking good is they were both kind of heated because of the shit we'll talk about later.
They were pissed.
So it's
They
like
were pissed.
I'm sure they
and
were
they
able to
probably
play
hit a
off of
little
that very
harder.
well.
It was a little stiffer than normal, and they both knew that was going to happen, and it was okay. And what was the one? Oh, the Hogan spots and all that shit.
I loved all that so much. It's so dope.
Yeah, that was a good shot. There was a lot of like callback references in their shit, but yeah, they did really good. I will absolutely tell anybody, work was great, no matter what happened later, because that Joe was involved in that and he didn't do shit. So that was a great match.
It
And
was
then even the
fantastic.
pre-show stuff was good, because like Aussie Open and I'm better than you, baby. Is that what we're calling this? Are we really doing this?
I have no idea what
Are we
the
still
official
doing
name
this?
is, but
It's I'm better than you, baby, but we're still doing this. I thought this was gonna end already.
dude, I
but
thought it
they
was
are
gonna be over
really-
like way long ago.
They are really pushing this one, and I am actually here for this because I want to see how crazy Roderick Strong gets. Because Roderick Strong right now, being kind of a
Dude,
whiny bitch,
he
is
looks-
the funniest shit.
He looks like a crackhead right now. He
He
gets so
looks
angry.
deranged, and it is the most fun I've had watching Roderick Strong in a while. Was like this is what we needed. It's kind of like he almost reminds me of like when they were backstage stuff, like in the old like some of the stuff with Adam Cole back in the stuff for Being the Elite. Jesus,
Yeah.
couldn't get that out of my like all the weird shit that they did. Like that's the kind of stuff they would do, and it works so well with the Kingdom, even because the Kingdom has history with Adam and them, and Adam Cole used to be in the Kingdom.
Yeah. Well,
So-
that whole thing was such an awesome setup for like the main event, them winning the
Yes.
ROH tag titles. But the match, the other pre-show match, Jungle Boy or Jack Perry versus Hook, fucking,
was good.
It was good.
Great.
It's
It
just,
was great.
It's annoying to me because it's like it's all over that stupid belt that is like basically meaningless.
You know what? I wanted to say that, but it was meaningless before. Here's why it's not
Yeah.
for me. Because it has nothing to do with AEW. That's Hook's gimmick.
Yeah.
That's what Hook does. He fights for that belt because that's his dad's belt.
Yeah.
That's his legacy.
Right.
It works for him. He's a legacy kid. It's a good time. As long as it sticks with him and that's the only person that has it and he's fighting back and forth between people that have it, that could work out really well.
I feel like
That's a
that
gimmick.
was like one of Hook's like first true matches. Like that
That was
that
one of the
a fucking-
first
that was a match.
good,
Like,
really
like,
that's when you see Hook has come out and like he already got a lot of good training because his dad's in the industry.
Yeah.
He's been training him his whole life. He's an athletic kid anyways. But you see him put it together in front of all the people, and Jack Perry put it together in front of all the people. Those two have worked in indies before, probably. I don't know about Hook, but I know for sure Jack Perry's worked in indies, but he's
Yeah.
never been. He's been good, but he's never been like that. And that was them doing that. That was two highly inexperienced people. Well, Jack Perry doesn't really count. I think he's done this for like since he was like 12 or some shit.
Yeah.
But like highly inexperienced on TV, putting a TV match together with some help from people that were older, that they did amazing. They did everything they needed to in the match, and it was great for what it needed to be, what it was supposed to be. And they got the stupid fucking window spot, the windshield spot in. And we'll come back around to that in a minute.
You make your bones quake.
Oh, it was so bad. Dude. And his arm cut, dude. It wasn't that bad though. That arm cut wasn't that bad.
Yeah, no. Slight throwback to the crowd number thing. I just read a comment on the post about the official numbers.
Mm-hmm.
The reply was, WWE counts the guys that valet at the restaurant next door when they count their attendance.
Yes, they do. They do. They attendance the people in the bar down the street that might have it on.
Yeah.
They're in the same fucking city. They really do inflate those numbers. But okay, what came after?
We had we talking about Will Ospreay and Chris Jericho. It was fine. It was a good match.
That was good.
And we had the coffin match as well. It was pretty good, you know, all things considered. I'll tell you, like, because like most of the time those coffin matches, they're kind of like plywood caskets and whatnot.
Yeah, that was coffin.
Because they're always like, you know, like Darby Allin's like fucking jumping through it or whatever. This was a dead ass coffin, like an actual coffin that you would bury.
That was a whole ass fucking coffin.
And boy, he did that freaking coffin drop on top of that solid ass fucking rectangle, and I thought he was going to be broken in half.
Well, I always think that, but then again, I remember Darby Allin, and he just doesn't.
He's like a ferret.
He is like a rodent, where you can drop it from extreme.
You can like shake him like a ferret, and it looks like he has no bones.
Have you ever seen have you ever taken like a hamster? Like, have you ever seen a squirrel fall out of a tree? Like just fall out sleeping? I've seen one do that. Funniest shit in the world. It fell asleep and fell out of the tree. It fell from like 50 feet, bounced, and got up and ran back up the tree. Yeah. It was the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. But that's what he is. Just drop him from 50 feet. Doesn't matter. He'll get up and continue the fucking match. He's a nutbag.
Yeah. We had the AEW World Trios Championship. This match, I actually missed this match, and I'm a little. I hadn't gone back and watched it.
I had to go back and watch all of it.
A little annoyed because I'm pissed because I didn't see it, but the Acclaim picked up the win, and having especially
Brody broke his hand.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he broke his hand.
Damn. But the Acclaim picked up the win, and I was so excited to see that because that dude, like when Billy Gunn did like the, sold the whole thing where he's like, I'm just, I'm not good anymore. I give up and put my boots in the ring, and then he walks back. Like, bro, that was fucking sad as shit.
That one did hurt me too. That one was another one that recently killed me because I'm like, no more Billy Gunn. I don't know if I can continue.
Again, that was just a case of good storytelling, it seems.
Yeah, it was really good because he came back as a different gimmick instead. He came back as badass.
Yeah.
And badass Billy Gunn is the badass. So he won. And it sucks because I am a big House of Black mark, but also it's the Acclaimed. Right. Everybody loves the Acclaimed. There's a reason you say that.
I was really hoping this would be the one. Like this would be the match.
That was there were good people to take it from them because everybody loves the Acclaimed with Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
Put the belts on him. And they already fought for it once and lost. Give it to them again. They've had it. It's not like the House of Black haven't had it for a while. So it's not like it's making them look terrible.
No,
they've
had it for a good chunk. They've had a good run.
Yeah. They're the longest reigning ones. So, I mean,
well, that's not hard to beat.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They did have that one match. Last year at the other All Out.
Yeah. We had the Golden Elite versus Bullet Club Gold.
That was fun.
Solid, great match. I mean, every one of those dudes is talented as shit. So.
Yep.
Not really surprising there. It was interesting. That was really the first time I've seen like Kenny in a multi-person match without the Bucks. I missed out on all the when he was tag champs with Paige and whatnot.
Oh, tag champs with Hangman was fun because Hangman was super drunk at the time. like getting
Yeah.
super drunk on TV.
Yeah.
And also that was the start of the lower Chiron giving out like weird shit for his like his fact of that was under like
Yeah.
usually it showed people's like numbers like what their record was, but his was like has been drinking since 6 a.m. or some shit like that all the
Yeah.
time. Forgot how to unlock his iPhone today or some like something really stupid.
Yeah, those are
And I was
great.
like, these are the best.
Yeah. That one was great.
That was good.
World
'cause
Tag Match.
Kota's in it.
Yeah.
I love Kota Ibushi, and he was fantastic. And the World Tag
World
Match.
Tag Match. The probably one of my favorite matches of the show. FTR and
All
the
right.
Bucks was fucking great. Dude, that fucking when the Bucks did the Shatter Machine, it was like,
Oh,
fuck,
that was so
dude.
cool. Oh, dude, that whole thing was good from beginning to end. Because,
They
I mean,
just
it's the Young Bucks and FTR,
tore that shit down.
and
They
Young
are
Bucks
those
killed it at
dudes
the end.
are the tag division. They
yes,
are.
those two. They are. They literally
best-
they have
they
a
are
great
the
tag
best.
division outside of that, though. But it's still those two are amazing.
Those are the best two teams in wrestling as far as I'm
Period.
concerned right now.
Period to me. Yeah, absolutely. I completely
And
agree
it's
with
like
that.
They're
But like,
they're both teams. They're so absolutely contrasting in the way that they do
Yes.
things. And
yes,
it makes for this whole great thing because they're
Yeah.
so different from each other, and how they approach things and all of that.
yeah, because FTR is very old school.
Yep.
They're very much that in presentation and in the way that they wrestle. And
Mhm.
the Young Bucks are obviously the kids that grew up watching lucha wrestling like I did.
Yeah.
They're literally, I think Matt's exactly the same age as me, almost. And like, so he grew up watching WCW and the lucha and like the fucking the cruiserweights. That's what I was looking for the word for.
Yeah.
Cruiserweight division and stuff in WCW, and it's like those are what they wrestle like. That makes sense.
Mhm.
They're running all over the place. But what's so good is both of those teams can put an amazing match together with basically any team. But when they get together, it's like it works so well. It clicks into place all
Yeah.
the time. Everything always clicks into place for those teams. And it was the same way with FTR and fucking with the Briscoes.
Yeah.
Same thing. And the same thing with the Briscoes and the Young Bucks. They were always able to click in and just everything worked. It was like a train rolling down the track. Nothing can get it off track. It was
Yeah.
fantastic. And that match was awesome. And here's my first rant. Fuck you stupid piece of shit. I hate Jim Cornette. I hate that stupid piece of shit because I, for some stupid reason, cannot stop listening to him say the dumbest shit I have ever heard in my life. I'm hoping that I didn't think that they were going to actually do the job to FTR like they were supposed to. Everybody knows that they should probably do the job right now. It's going to be fine. They don't need to have the belts on them. They don't need that
No.
legacy. They don't need it.
FTR
They knew what they were
needs-
going to do.
FTR needs
Wins.
like they need a good solid tag team run because they have not
Yes.
gotten that yet.
They need what they deserve, a good long tag team run
Yeah.
as the tag team champions. And
Yeah.
that's what even the Young Bucks know. That's how they don't have other things. I mean, they have, family, they have podcasts, one of them does.
Yeah.
They do stuff, but their legacy is in-ring stuff. Of course you're going to let them have that because the Young Bucks have an entire fucking company that those two guys work for right now.
Yeah.
They don't need to win.
No.
The Young Bucks are the elite. They're the Young Bucks. They will always be the Young Bucks. Just because you don't think they're good, just because you don't like how they wrestle and you don't like that they don't listen to you and worship the shit that you say,
Mhm.
that doesn't mean that everybody else is going to remember them the same way you do. Just your
Right.
little circle of people.
Right.
I know that it doesn't matter if they win that fucking belts ever again. The Young Bucks are going to be the Young Bucks.
Exactly.
FTR is going to be FTR too, but they're going to have that they should,
Mhm.
that they deserve,
Right.
is what's going to happen now.
'Cause
FTR was always going to be FTR. They're
FTR
always gonna be
also
that.
has been screwed like
Yes.
a lot.
Yes,
During
absolutely.
the last
You are-
several years. So like this whole
absolutely
right. re-signing for their next, I think it was 3 years or 5, I don't remember which it was.
Yes.
It's like, you know, they've stated many times that this is the final run. They're doing this last run, and then they're hanging it up. And they have not had like this big career-defining title reign yet. And now it is time. They've been screwed so many times because of all this other shit that's happened. Now is the time. No more postponing it, delaying it. Now is the time.
And you can tell that was what was going to happen, and I could kind of give you the tell that this was how this was going to go when they were making jokes in the promos about the fact that the Bucks named FTR. And I know that makes no sense, but it kind of like, it's one of those things that's like, oh, we named them, so we can do whatever we want. And we're going to be the ones that win because they're going to get remembered as we're the guys that named them. No, they're going to get remembered because they're winning the belts, and that's what we're going to do with them.
Right.
They're going to beat us, and they're going to get remembered because they're one of the greatest in-ring tag teams of all time.
100%.
We are too. So are the Briscoes. There's some other guys too, but they're going to go down like that. They deserve this because if we win this, everyone's going to be like, oh, look at that. They forced them to job at Wembley because they wanted the big on top. No, let it happen. It's better for business this way.
All right.
I just don't understand how, like, it's always Jim Cornette that says the stupidest shit about, like, I cannot stand him. I cannot stand him. I cannot stand Bischoff. I can't stand fucking Russo. Those three motherfuckers could drop off the face of the earth and I would be happy.
They are all the worst.
Yes, absolutely. Anyways.
But
wait, we're a 4-way match now? Is that what it was?
Oh yeah, the women's match. This match irritates me because this was actually a really good match, but it's too short. They didn't give enough time.
Yeah, they didn't give enough time.
They should have given him more time, but it was a good match. Absolutely, probably the most predictable match of the show. There was absolutely no chance that Saraya was not going to win that match at Wembley. Like, it's obviously that had to happen.
No. She came out the queen with her family standing next to her. She was winning that fucking belt. She had to
win that shit. If she didn't win that shit, I was going to be upset.
Well, fuck, I was gonna soccer riot. Jesus. And I was like, if Sheeta keeps it, I'm fine with that. But I still think that's gonna be a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
So it was, and Saraya, cool, man.
This was
not a bad person to put it on. You know, she's still Saraya.
I really wish we could have gotten, Saraya versus Hayter as, a singles match at Wembley.
We're going back to Wembley at some point, aren't we?
That's true. The next year, 25th of August next year.
We can stretch out those two for a while.
I think she's still going to be injured for a while, so.
Yeah, she's not going to come back for a little bit. So at that point, we can run it for a bit.
We can have Saraya keep the belt until that happens, as far as I'm concerned, and then have Hayter beat her. Have Hayter beat her for it at Wembley next year.
Literally make her Hollywood Hogan of the new NWO as the Outcast, and just go from there. Just let her have it for a whole fucking year. I don't give a shit. It's the AEW women's division. They're not taking it seriously. Why should I?
Yeah.
I mean, they gave them 8 minutes for a 4-way match at Wembley Stadium. I am a little upset about that because they have way too much talent for them to be doing shit like that.
Yeah.
It's not 2005 WWE where you have the Divas division, but that's where we're at with AEW apparently.
Yeah.
It's annoying. But
we had the Stadium Stampede match, which these Stadium Stampede matches and the Anarchy Arena stuff, I'm gonna be real, they're not really my jam because they're usually too goofy and gimmicky for me to care.
It's too much shit happening.
This one was definitely better than the Anarchy in the Arena that they did at the last pay-per-view.
True.
It was definitely better than that. We even got the, remember the Eddie Kingston moment where he's just like covered in shit, bleeding, holding the gas can, walking to the ring?
He did that again.
We got that again with the, I don't remember, was he holding the chair or something? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was a chair.
We got the same, it was the same exact like screenshot, the walk, the face, everything.
Still the funniest thing in the world when he's just like, he looks like something out of like Falling Down. Like that movie. Where it's just like, you psychopath, you've been running through the city dressed like that, hitting people, haven't you? And so, like, it's fucking, I love Eddie Kingston.
We got Moxley doing the goddamn skewers spot again.
God, I
It's
hate that
by
son of a
far
bitch so
my
much.
least favorite thing to look at.
Oh,
It's just, it's the most unhinged shit ever, dude. It just like,
and of course,
just
the people
dangling
that
out of
were
his
involved.
head.
The people that were involved were the two psychopaths in the ring, and that honestly, not Eddie Kingston. It's John Moxley and Penta.
Yes.
Those are the two psychos. Those are
Yes.
legitimately. Penta has done shit in Lucha Underground that I'm like, I don't think that's legal. They can only do that in Mexico. The time that he chopped the living shit out of Io Shirai,
Yeah.
just chopped the shit. I was like, that would have destroyed me as a human being. It was the loudest thing I've ever heard on a woman. It was like,
Yeah.
damn, holy shit. But she took it like a dude. But it was like, he's always, hey, Penta, you want to stab skewers into a minute? See, yeah, let's do that. That's fine. I'm like, oh, I'm uncomfortable because you guys are in a match together. This is not what I want. Every time, I just don't like what's going on.
Yeah.
But it was still good. It was just
It was good. But yeah,
disgusting
I
spots.
feel like most of the time those are just way more. They're just too much most of the time. Too much
It
going
is.
on.
It's
But
that's what it is
This
for me.
one was less. Like this one was better than the other one. Like last one, it was like, bro, what are we doing? We got leaf blowers. We're throwing people in the back of pickup trucks. Like, where the hell is it? Like, what is going on? It's like a fever dream.
Yeah, it was. That one was weird. The leaf blower thing was the one that got me. But like, this one was much better, and the best friends were in it, and they were really good, and
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy and all that was fun. So
The fucking
like,
Orange Cassidy wrapping his hands in duct tape and
In
then shoving it
glass?
in the bucket of
Oh.
glass, dude. Like, damn.
ugh. I saw that, and there was a whole bunch that I was like, no, that's not gonna go well. The hand in glass thing was awesome though.
Yeah. All right, and then that just leaves us with the World Championship match. It was a very long match with
It was
a
MJF
false finish.
versus- Yeah.
It was a good length. We had a false finish. It was
Dude.
fucking just, god damn, it was such a good match, dude, and just everything about it. It was just incredibly good.
I mean, it's two of the best right now doing it. It's MJF and Adam Cole. It's not
Like,
going to be a bad match.
This one was tough because, like, I honestly, it's a close tie for me between that match and the Iron Man match he had with Bryan Danielson. Like,
Oh,
dude, that match was so incredibly good. I think it's tough, but I do think the Iron Man match maybe was slightly better. But this one was fucking close to being that level. Holy fuck.
this one wins for me for one spot. And it wasn't really a spot. It was an exchange. And it's them throwing the chair back and forth.
Yeah,
And then he falls, and then he puts the chair
They're
over him
both-
and falls, and they're just staring at each
they're
other.
both trying to do the Eddie Guerrero spot.
Yes.
Back and forth with each other. God, that was great. And they
he
still
does it, and he falls, and then he puts the
chair around his neck.
puts the chair around his neck, and
Yeah.
then falls, and then he just stares at him, and he goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" No, they're both laying down.
like,
That sold it for me. I was like, "This is
oh my god, it was
why I love both of these guys.
it
They're
was so
goofy."
fucking great. And it's just like, I expected this tag team to dissolve weeks ago. Not only did
Me
it not
too.
dissolve weeks ago, it still is a thing. They still haven't turned
They're
it into on each other, even after all of that.
They're the fucking Ring of Honor
And they're
champions.
the Ring of Honor tag champs now. It's crazy.
They're the fucking Ring of Honor tag champions.
I don't even know how
And
this.
he's the.
I don't even
I
remember how
don't
this
know where
started
you
at this
go.
point.
I don't know where you go from here, but I'm here for it.
I dead ass do not even remember how this started.
That tag tournament where they put the random names together.
That's right, yeah. Dude, that
Which was a
I
thing
wanna
just
know,
for this.
I want to know if this was like actually planned out to end this or to go like this.
Yes.
Or if they had
Guaranteed.
originally planned on it being like a short-term thing, but like they ended up doing so well together and everybody liked it that they just kept it going.
No, I'm gonna tell you why. I feel like they sat down and figured this out together.
Because this is like, I've
Because
never seen
all the
anything like this
vignettes-
before.
All the vignettes and shit, the backstage stuff, the videos that they're doing, the one where they like even double clothesline the backstage guy that
Yes.
hangs out with Sammy
Mm-hmm.
into the fucking pool, and then they like TK yelled at them, and he's like, "Man, 2024 comes, he's gonna be real sorry about that." What was that? I'm just saying hi.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
thanks, man. Have a nice day. Bye.
It's so
It was
I've
fucking
never
great.
seen like something like this like weird pairing, like, and it's like full blown like I mean he's a full blown face now. Even on social media, he's like a good guy now.
Turned.
It's just I've never seen anything like it.
I mean, he still heals on his parents, but that's about normal.
Yeah.
He still told his mom to fuck off on Twitter. That was still the funniest shit in the world. But no, like it's full heel, like full face turn. He did the fucking Busted Open podcast thing, the live Busted Open thing where he did the interview, and it was just full face mode.
Just crazy,
like,
dude.
That was probably the most genuine you will ever get MJF or ever have gotten MJF. I don't know what's going to go in the future, but that's the most genuine MJF you've ever gotten.
Yes, 100%.
And it's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, it was a great show. It was one of the better AEW pay-per-views I've seen in a while.
It was fantastic.
This is like, now that they've announced it for next year, like we've legit got like AEW's own WrestleMania now.
At least a SummerSlam.
Yeah, well, at the very at the least, it's a SummerSlam. But like the scale of it and like the setup is very much, WrestleMania, SummerSlam.
Oh,
vibes.
Absolutely. Didn't they announce another pay-per-view too?
I don't think so.
I wanted to say they were okay. Maybe I was wrong about that.
Freaking All Out is next weekend somehow. That just blows my mind that they did those so close together.
AEW announces Wrestle Dream pay-per-view. This October event will honor Antonio Inoki.
What the fuck is Wrestle Dream? I didn't see that.
Wrestle Dream.
I really hate that name. I'm gonna be real.
AEW will be presenting a new pay-per-view to their annual schedule. At All In Media Scrum, the AEW will present Wrestle Dream on October 1st in Seattle, a show that will honor the great Antonio Inoki on the 1 year anniversary of his death.
So it's another AEW NJPW show.
Yes, that's exactly why it's called that. Is Wrestle Dream.
Yeah.
Okay, that's another crossover.
I didn't see that. That's weird. I didn't.
Yeah, it was in the scrum.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't watch the full scrum. I only watched a little bit of it.
Yeah, I didn't watch the scrum either, but I saw that was talked about. So yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, great show. Excited to see what they do next year. But I think it's now.
Well, I got more information.
I think it's now your favorite time of the show.
Is it?
I think it's now your favorite time.
Favorite time?
I think it's the time you've been looking most forward to.
I mean, right now, yeah, because I'm pissed. But I mean, other than that, because I don't like doing this because I like I said, he had a great match. Well, I don't want to yell about it. Like this is not what I wanted. I wanted the whole thing. Just put it this way. Let's just explain. I'll explain. Apparently, so when during the pre-match, the pre-show, when Jack Perry did the spot through the windshield later on during the match or right after it or something like that, I didn't even pay attention, but he looked into the camera and said it was real glass. Cry about it. And when he walked back in, it was a little before the show, and Punk looked at him and said, do you have a problem? There was an altercation. There's multiple stories about what happened, or two different stories.
Right. Again. This is literally again.
It almost seems like there's something that we could probably call an official story, and then Punk's camp is what I'm going to call it right now. Because it's legitimately, I did nothing wrong, or he fucking started it. There's no in between with this, depending on the story you go with.
The thing about
you either get him saying that he came up in it, and then they got in each other's face, and then he shoved him back, and then they got in a headlock, and then Samoa Joe pulled it apart, or you get that he apparently came up to to Jack and said, do you got a problem with me? And he goes, I said everything I need to say on, you saw it. I said everything I need to say. And he goes, do you know I could beat your ass? And then something happened, some words were exchanged, and he either shoved or pie-faced, which, pushing him in the face.
Right.
Jungle Boy, and then at the end of it, Jungle Boy was in a guillotine headlock. And Samoa Joe is pulling them apart, and it's so bad that Monitor is getting knocked onto the CEO of the fucking company. So I don't know which one I believe.
My whole thing is like, here's the thing, right? If that's like, if the thing, he did the thing with the glass and he goes in the camera, he's fucking poking the fucking hornet's nest, right? Let's say he's, that started this, right? He started this, and then that's how the whole altercation broke apart. Like,
Sure.
Who gives a shit? Like, it's like, oh wow, he's being an asshole. Like, I'm gonna fucking sit right here in Gorilla, wait for his ass to come in here so that I can like talk shit to him. It's like, it's not like he went out there.
That's what he does.
It's not like he went out there and be like, yo, fuck you, punk, your mother's a hoe or some shit, right? Like,
yeah, that's literally, it's not like, go fuck yourself, punk, I hate you.
It's not that big a deal, you know?
And you know what? Most people probably didn't even know what it was about.
Right. No, the crowd sure fucking didn't until, afterwards.
You're the only one that got upset about it, Phil.
That was an internal thing until, the reports and everything. Nobody would have known any different.
It literally could have been, leave it alone. And, you know what probably would have happened? He would have gotten fined, or Jack Perry would have gotten possibly suspended for a week or two.
Right.
Don't fucking do that shit. I would have done that to him if nothing would have happened, but let's put it in perspective. A 26-year-old who's been raised in Hollywood with a rich father and is on TV in front of millions of people had a moment where he was a fucking shithead.
Right.
He's 26 and a rich kid. He's entirely shithead. Phil, you are 44 years old.
I want a battle of the shitheads.
Grow the fuck up.
It's time. We need a battle of the shitheads.
Old shithead versus young shithead is what we have. We have
and
two
we'll have
fucking
Samoa
assholes.
Joe be the special guest referee.
He's the enforcer, and by the end of it, he's just power bombing people through tables. That's what I want for the end of this.
Yes.
Jack's got a fucking attitude. He's an entitled rich kid that has an attitude. It is what it is. You deal with it how you deal with it, or you don't. You're a 44-year-old adult male who should be able to handle this a little bit better.
Right.
Yeah, the kid's got a shitload of testosterone, and he's probably a punk, and you probably want to hit him in the face. But you look at him and say, I can... it's not even I could beat your ass. It's like, I could end everything about your existence right now, right? Like, I could stop you from working here. I could put calls in and make sure you work nowhere. You know how you think that you can go to WWE right now? I guarantee you, after I say something, you can't. That's how you deal with a kid. Mm-hmm. You show them that you can destroy their entire world without getting into a fight with them. Okay, I can ruin everything for you. And you didn't have to get into a fight. You just make him feel like he's stupid. But you have to get into a fight with him. You got to stand there and get into a physical altercation in front of your fucking boss, who apparently you've done so much shit in front of. You text on a regular basis every day like your fucking best friends. You think you can get away with shit. Yep. This is Tony's fault. Yeah. This is Tony Khan's fault. It's all his fucking fault, and he should have dealt with this day one, but he did not. Yeah. Instead, he gave the man a fucking show and told him this is your place to run.
Yep.
So yeah, this was my favorite time of the day because I'm just pissed at this stupid bullshit. I do find it hilarious that Miro came in to talk to him, and everybody thought that they were getting into a fight, and I thought they were too. Yeah. But apparently they were just like, "Oh, you want to take it to the ring?"
Yeah, it was apparently some like joke because Miro said is like this ain't true or something on Twitter.
Yeah, no, this like
he made a post about it. Yeah. It's like this is a lie or something.
Like, no, this is bullshit. Yeah. Well, okay. That's funny because he probably came in there. He's like, "Hey man, what's up?" He's like, "Oh, you want to fight me too now?" And he's like, "I don't know." That's funny because I mean, seriously, you really want to fight Miro? Does anybody believe that Punk wants to fight Miro? No, nobody does. That man's scary.
It's wild. It's goddamn it, dude. It's like it's just wild to see. Like there's literally a divide on this whole. You've got these group of people that don't want anything to do with them, and then you've got the other group of people they're all best friends with them. It's just like I don't get it.
It is. It's exactly what you think it is. It's exactly what it looks like. And everybody shouldn't be confused about this. He's an asshole. And that's all there is to it. And it's not even like he's a normal asshole, like a fun, let's deal with this asshole. No, he's an asshole that either he likes you and he'll like, it's almost like love bombing where they'll like treat you great and get you everything in the world, do everything. But as soon as you're off that list, you're fucking dead. And there's no professionalism. There's nothing. It's personal.
It's
and he has no way of separating it.
Yeah, 100%.
Let me tell you a story. There's a guy at work that gives me shit because he thinks I'm not working hard enough all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I say about him? Nothing. Not a damn thing. Do you know why? Because I keep working and I don't worry what he says. Because the boss tells me I'm doing a good job. I don't have to worry about a thing about him. Shut up. It's a workplace disagreement. It's not that big of a fucking deal.
Yeah.
People want to make excuses for people. Oh, they're testosterone. They're fighters. I know a lot of people that are fighters that don't fight over stupid work bullshit. You complain about it. You swallow it down. You drink it away at home. Turn into some sort of overarching heart disease later on. That's how you deal with it.
Yeah.
Jesus. Be a man. Sorry. That was stupid. But no, it's just this whole thing is annoying. And I hate it. Anyways.
Yeah, and as I said, the whole thing with all this shit that pisses me off is like I don't give a shit who's fighting what backstage.
No,
or
I
who
never
hates
care
each
about
other,
that,
right? What pisses me off is like because of this happened. That's the only thing that anybody wants to talk about. We can't talk about how they put on this huge show, their first UK show, and there was 1,000 people there. On an 81,000 attendance wrestling show that was not WWE. Can't talk about that. No, we gotta talk about fucking Jungle Jack and CM Punk fucking fighting each other and backstage.
Yeah, no, it's always about him.
Sucks.
It always ends up being about him. He's got to find a way to make it all about him. Apparently, he threatened to quit before he got into a fight with Jack Perry. Do you want to know why? He landed and didn't have a ride.
Dude.
And when he texted the number that usually gives him a ride, it bounced back. All right, I'd be kind of pissed too.
That whole thing was actually kind of funny because he literally, like, he was wandering the streets and shit, like, and he had, like, people, like, fans and whatnot, like, actually help him get to where he was supposed to be because he didn't know where to go. So, like, I kept seeing, like pictures of, like, people taking, sitting with him on the subway or whatever. Like trying to get him to where he was supposed to be. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, no, that was funny, and he should have. I mean, obviously,
I would have been pissed about that too. To be fair,
I would have been pissed, but at the same time, I would have been like, I got to worry about this infrastructure in England.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta worry about this infrastructure in another fucking country. Yeah, that makes sense. So
yeah.
I mean, I would have calmed down a little bit, but I would have been pissed too. I can't fault him for that. Nah. Like that, but he was threatening to get pissed. Apparently, he yelled at Tony Khan for that.
Yeah.
Like, yelled at him and dressed him down. Like, what the fuck, dude? And threatened to quit then. I would have been like, all right, cool. I'll find somebody else to open the show. I just can't deal with that, dude. Throw a fit. That's fine. But if you really want to throw a fit, I'm just not going to deal with it anymore. It's just, you're going to go. I can't do this. That's what should have been done earlier. Fine, if you don't want to sit, if you don't want to work here, you don't have to work here. We can come to an agreement. We can figure it out.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Oh.
Are they in Chicago tonight?
They're in Chicago for All Out.
Oh, well, that might be where they're at tonight, too.
Could be, yeah. Possible. Oh. Well.
Oh, one thing I did just see. That's all this stuff screws over Ricky Starks because he was supposed to be up against Punk.
Well, that was the one thing
Sunday.
that we haven't mentioned was they're both suspended. Both Jack Perry and CM Punk are both suspended. So
they said that he
that
wasn't
screws
informed
up,
of his suspension.
right? That screws up this week and the pay-per-view.
Yep. All of it's screwed because a 26-year-old kid had to open his mouth and a 44-year-old man couldn't, I don't know, handle his business
Yeah.
like an adult. Two fucking children, apparently. Like I said, I don't excuse Jack Perry for opening his mouth.
Right.
I wouldn't have done it. It was
Because
stupid.
he's
It does not
also
necessary.
seems like, I don't know, these past 6 months or so, more and more shit's coming out about him being somewhat of an
Kind
asshole.
of an
It
asshole.
seems like.
Yeah.
So
kind of a moody asshole.
I feel
apparently.
like this was something that probably was going to happen eventually if it didn't happen then. It's just unfortunate that it happened then.
And it's unfortunate that it happened like it did. And like I said,
Yeah.
I would have done like what I've done the spot just to fucking piss him off. Yeah, I would have done the spot, had the match finished, and never fucking said a word to him.
Yeah.
Just that's all you got to do. The fact that you did the spot that he told you not to and wanted to kick you off the fucking show and say never work on Saturdays ever again.
Yeah.
Because I did the spot then. I got approval for it. Tony Khan said I could do it, and I did it in the middle of Wembley. Okay, cool. Whatever. I don't work on Saturdays no more. I got the weekends off. Cool. Have a nice day. There's way that everybody could have handled this better, but we have two dumbasses fucking fighting in front of their boss.
Yeah. Sucks.
And it just ruins everything for everyone.
Yeah, it sucks. We've got a full-blown repeat. Now, I will say this one seems to be less bad, I guess, than the
Less
last
ambiguous.
one. This one
Less
seems
ambiguous
to be
too.
This one seems to be more like, I don't know, like both sides, I guess, whereas the last one seemed to be more of a one-sided thing, but I don't know. I just hope that we don't have to hear about it for the next fucking 6 months.
Well, you know what this one actually kind of is funny about showing is
What?
there was a long time where a lot of the shit backstage got talked about and people got told, people in the dirt sheets got told what was going on. And that was a whole catalyst for All Out, for Brawl Out, I guess is what everybody calls it. That was the catalyst for that because he said the EVPs are running their mouths and telling everybody's business to Meltzer.
Mm-hmm.
That apparently is not true because apparently your side is the one that's leaking all the fucking information because that came out basically. All the shit that gets leaked about all this is coming from Punk's side. So somebody else is telling everything. So all of this started because one of the people that you have around you can't keep their fucking mouth shut. How do you feel now?
Yeah. I missed when shit like this just wasn't a thing. I don't
you know
give
when
a
it
shit.
started
I don't
to
give
become a
about
thing?
shit about backstage bullshit, you know?
Yeah, but do you remember when it became a thing?
The internet, social media.
Yeah, but do you remember who was a big catalyst for the backstage shit?
Who?
CM Punk. Everybody started giving a shit really hard about backstage drama when all the shit with him and getting fired in Colt Cabana and the pipe bomb and all that bullshit.
That's true.
It started blending everything.
That is
He's
a good
the
point.
catalyst for everybody giving a shit about who got fired, who's pissed off backstage. This is literally just the culmination of his fucking legacy.
Yeah.
You are trouble.
That's a good point.
Like I said, I never wanted to hate the guy. I even thought that he was probably in the right because we all know how Vince McMahon is originally. Now, I don't know, man. I'm kind of questioning some stories about back in the day now. So that's not good. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't want to look at this guy and go, fuck him. I should want to watch him wrestle because he's pretty good at it.
Yeah.
That's part of it that pisses me off too. That man is already bleeding from the mouth. What the fuck, John Moxley? Anyways.
Yeah. Well, I think that about wraps up all of that stuff, but
thanks for being here with therapy with me.
Yeah. We needed a rant session. As a very big CM Punk mark, I'm getting fucking annoyed.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't around for Punk the first time around, but I always heard he was great, and I wanted to like him.
Yeah.
I just can't.
We just can't have nice things, unfortunately.
That's really what it boils down to. This is the same thing I say to everybody about everything. This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah.
This is it.
Oh, well,
What?
I think that's going to wrap up
Yep.
today's episode. Hopefully we'll be back doing, if not weekly, hopefully more often than we were before, but I'm going to
We'll do
try
it more often for
to
sure.
get back
Try to do
on
one
weekly
week.
path. Whether we do, I don't know, just sit here and talk about what's going on, or we do, another video like the title belt video or the entrance music video or something. We'll have more
Just
stuff
expect
happening.
something. Yeah, basically.
Now
Just
that things
expect
have kind
something.
of calmed down a bit. But
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, if you guys have not subscribed yet, you should definitely do so. Check all the social media links down at the bottom. I've done that. Leave a comment if you've enjoyed the stuff. Anyways,
Hey, if you didn't, leave a comment.
Yes, and if you didn't like it, then fuck you. But you should leave a comment telling us that you didn't like it, so that we can tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun for us. Okay, bye.
But peace out, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one, and we'll catch you next time.